So, I'm apparently highly privileged, Dan. How many people have driven this car?
The mechanic that works on it and me.
There's nothing like pressure.
No, I'm sure you'll be all right, Rich.
Right, my skills at putting a 4-point harness on.
Probably want a bit.
And although we're a similar build, I will extend them a little bit if that's all right. So that's all right for that.
That's it.
And so this is a fixed seat, Dan.
Yeah,
is it
fixed? Yeah. Just
on the rails or back as well? Is it the whole lot?
It's got an adjuster. If you want to slightly, do you want it forward?
Slightly forward if I can. Yeah.
Right, lean forward.
You want to lean forward to take the pressure off?
That's it.
Okay, cool.
All right.
Yeah, that's it. It's just the old school look, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's the thing. The old school look.
It's basic.
Power assisted steering.
Yeah, and that's it.
But no ABS or anything.
No ABS, no traction, 2 old windy windows.
Yeah.
And it would have had central locking at some point, but that's been taken out.
Yeah,
obviously, not by me, but to lose weight, I suppose.
Okay. So what we're going to do is we'll take it up the road. I'll have a quick drive in it, and then we'll swap over, and then Dan will show us actually a bit more entertainment. So it revs to what, about 6,000?
Yeah, about 6.5. It will go a bit hard, longer than that, but I don't take it above 6.5 as a rule.
Yeah. It's quite a notchy gearbox, isn't it?
Yeah, you just got to let it feather it in.
Hang on, let me just...
Try 4.
That's it.
It's tight. It's got a quick shift on it, so it's quite tight.
And this road it's a really bad road for a track-oriented car. But already it's not jarring. My Megane is so much worse coming down a road like this. How do you feel somebody driving this?
Fine.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. You crash it, it's on camera.
It wasn't me, Gov.
Yeah, honest.
The steering, it feels alive as well, the steering.
Yeah, I mean, even though it's got the power steering, it's well weighted. It doesn't feel too light.
Actually, a little blip during the gear changes just help it a little bit. You've got to be careful, it's some really bad poles.
In fairness, the selectors are, worn just because of the sort of life the car's had, with the track days that it's done. Yeah. And, they're like Renault gearboxes, the selectors. They don't make them out of good enough...
couldn't have been as good at... Okay. It's that corner there, it's just terrible with potholes. The noise, the vibration, the steering's, it's alive.
And that is the thing with them, even though this has got uprated suspension on it, the steering's like that on the standard ones. It's very well weighted and they turn in really quickly. And that's the attraction of them really, is the handling.
What tyres is on this, Dan? I don't think we've said.
So this has got 888Rs on it. Which is
Toyos, they're Toyos, aren't they?
Yeah.
So Toyo 888Rs on a car that means the world to you, and it's damp and wet in places.
Yeah.
That fills me with lots of fear. How are the tyres, these tyres on the road? How do you find them in cold temperatures?
Yeah, I mean, you get used to them.
Yeah.
You do get used to them. And to be honest, I've got a set of wets, I've got a set of rain sports. I've never changed them.
Right.
At track days, I just run them in the wet as well. Just as long as you've got the tyres warm.
Yeah.
Then, obviously under braking is the thing where you get the problem. It's not going around the corners as such, because they will grip. It's just when you come to brake, if you've got any standing water, you can't obviously go as hard on the anchors, because if you do, they'll just shake
just lock
across the top of the water because of the fat profile, you know, and the fact that there's only a couple of cuts in it to get rid of the water to start with.
Yeah. Just the ride is it's so comfortable as well. It's not harsh at all, is it? And now I'm getting used to the gearbox. Yeah, it's like nice little short little throw. Gearbox. It is.
And that's just basically a quick shift kit that Skip Brown make up.
Right.
And they just, whatever they do to it, they cut something, weld it, and shorten the throw.
Yes.
But the actual side-to-side gate is as a standard one would be. It's just a throw backwards and forwards is shorter because of the quick shift.
And the magic of cars from this era, again, is the usability. You can use every bit of that power and for longer. So the enjoyment lasts longer than these more modern cars. And it's you're driving this car.
Yeah.
The car's not driving you, is it, at all?
Right. And the noise as well.
It is.
And the smells of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know?
And it's not actually as... I mean, we've got the window open, I suppose, but it's not as resonating. Some track cars I've been in, they resonate a lot, and it's really, really noisy. But I don't think it's too bad.
No, well, I mean, it's still got the soundproofing in the front.
Yeah.
And I deliberately did that because when I bought it, there was no carpets in it. There was none of this.
Yeah.
There was no trim.
Right, got you.
I mean, the door trims are off of phase 2.
Right.
So they're off a newer car, like a K-Reg with the smaller backlights.
Yeah.
But first of all, you won't find the other trim. It's like absolute rocking horse. And I preferred these because they're a bit more slimline looking.
Yes.
And it just, you know, that was what was available. I bought a whole interior of a phase 2 car.
Yeah.
And that was like 9 years ago. That was all that was available.
Right,
they were rare then.
Yeah. So let's pull away again up here. What brakes pads are on this?
So it's got DS 2500s for roados, which are basically track pads.
Yeah.
But they're okay for the road. You know, they work well enough.
Yeah.
They don't really need to get that hot. They bite straight away.
Yeah.
They're a little bit noisy. You do get pad squeal with them, but you know.
So what's this car valued at? What's it worth? I know most owners think they're a little bit more than they actually are, but what do you think this car is sort of valued at? If you put it on the market, and I know you are no plans probably ever to sell this, you said to me, but what do you think it's worth?
I don't know. I mean, I got it insured for 10 grand with an agreed valuation. If someone put 10 grand under my nose, I don't think it's enough to part it.
You told me you wouldn't sell it.
Well, that's right. But if someone offered me silly money, that I could go out and buy another car that I wanted.
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
Then you've got to make a decision.
And then you can enjoy and sample other cars, and every car brings something different, doesn't it?
Yeah, of course they do. And you know. Like with your cars, Rich, they've all got a job. This one's got a job. It's a track car. It's a blasting car. It's not the car you go on a road trip in.
No, correct.
Because it's too low gear.
Yes.
But you know, I've got another car for that, and you know,
so on the gearing, 3,000 revs, 52 miles an hour. So that just shows you the gearing of it.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, with the 1,600 crown wheel and pinion, you're looking at about 1,000 RPM higher than what it would be on a 1900 on a standard ratio.
Yeah. So this is one of my favourite roads, this. But again, it's a bouncy, bumpy B road, wet in places. for me, the standout features are the ride quality and the steering. It's just sublime. And we're going to swap over in a minute, and Dan's going to just take a drive for 5 minutes just so I can experience what this car can really do. And actually it's just started to drizzle with rain, Dan, so it's the noise, it is the noise, the smells, the old school nature of it. And well, these are just the dying classics. I think I googled 350-ish left. It's been an absolute pleasure, Dan. You were letting me drive your pride and joy. So let's switch over the drivers, and then you can show me what it can do in not great weather conditions. Dan's taken over. It feels a bit smooth on the gear changes. Oh, listen to that there. Oh, just love that raspy 4-cylinder. It goes so well because there's no weight. I mean, 160, 170 horsepower.
Yes,
it's never felt as good, has it?
No,
I mean, because there's just no weight to it.
It picks up.
I know. Look at that. Throttle response, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. And with the standard engine, they drop off the torque. Once you get to about sort of, I don't know, 4.5, 5, a standard one, you can feel the torque drop off.
Yes.
But because this is a built engine and blueprinted, it just smashes all the way to 5.5, and it holds the revs. You know?
And you're almost driving it like I drive a 182. The brake pedal at times is almost redundant.
Yeah.
Because it just, the confidence you must have in the car.
Oh yeah, I mean,
because this is not, we've got to say, these are bad conditions, aren't they?
Yeah.
Because you've got dry, we've got damp, and we've got wet.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a right mixture.
Yeah.
Reliability, is it been quite reliable or not? Is it temperamental type of car?
It's not temperamental. I mean, the thing you get with these old French cars is the wiring.
Right, the electric.
That's, across the board, it doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah.
But this particular car, I haven't had any real trouble with it. I've had, age-related stuff, like I've had the power steering pump started leaking the RAM, so I had the thing conditioned, but then it's the original rack, so you've got to expect this sort of stuff. It's only ever let me down on 2 track days. The first one was the power steering rams, and it started leaking, so obviously that's game over.
End of the day,
And then the second time was at Alton Park, frightened the life out of me. I started having a bit of a misfire on the sort of top end, and I was carried on going, and I was, check the obvious, and then I was sort of driving around it and still lapping, and then all of a sudden the car filled up with smoke. Cut out.
Right.
So what had happened was where the engine was moving backwards and forwards slightly, where you're on and off the gas all the time, over time, and because the battery's in the boot, it had chafed the negative and the positive. So they earthed out on each other and melted the terminal. That's what the smoke was.
Right, got you. So
I thought we were going to go up.
Engine,
so, that's the biggest moment I've had with the car.
Yeah, okay. And how many sort of track days do you do? Is it like 2 or 3 a year? Is it half a dozen?
Yeah, I mean,
hit and miss.
Yeah, probably at least 5 or 6. I try and do, and hill climbs as well. I've sort of in the last few years I've got into a bit of hill climbing just because of the Peugeot festivals at Prescott.
Yes.
And it's great value for money. You know, you just get your runs. Yeah. And you can get 5 or 6 in the morning, and it's a £5 a run. Well, that to me is good value.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Dan's, is it 6'6"?
6'6".
So Dan's 6'6", and it's got 6 inches above his head. I mean, the seat is back, it's low down, and obviously the headline has been removed, but that's giving you so much more space than I would have thought a late 80s, early 90s hot hatch would have given you. Because it's quite a small car, the 309.
Yeah, it's got to be comfortable.
Yeah,
it's got
absolutely.
to be comfortable.
Yeah.
You've got, when you're doing track days, you've got to be sat where you want to be sat.
Yeah. Go on then, Dan. I'm going to try to see what your, if you can multitask here, going down this twisty B road, bumpy B road, and ask. So, what's the one thing? Because there's always things there's always cons to every car. What's the one or two things that you don't like about it?
Really, the only thing I wouldn't say don't like about it, because it's part and parcel of these cars. It's a dashboard rattle. It's made up of about 4 or 5 different pieces of plastic, and none of them fit very well together.
And they all rub and scratch and flipping squeak.
And also, I've got Vibrotechnic mounts on it.
Yeah.
And so they, you know, they're firm, they're great on the track day, but they do pop out any little vibrations, you're going to hear them.
Yeah, got you. Okay, so it's that, and that's it.
And that's it, really.
Yeah, yeah. For me, that again, that's probably part of its charm, really.
Of course it is.
It feels, the way you drive it as well, it feels almost like where the 182 went with when Renault took the 182 and 172 actually, the Clio Sports, where they became just small, lightweight, albeit my Clio's 1100 kilos, which I think is really light. This coming in at whatever it is, between 8 and 900 is seriously light. But I just love this era of car. And I think it's been a massive privilege to flipping, not only be passenger, but have the drive in the car as well.
Yeah, no, you're welcome, mate.
So, a big thank you, Dan, to you, for coming over for the day, and enjoying the 309 GTI. A big thank you for you guys for watching. Hope you've all enjoyed this look at this iconic 309 GTI. And there'll be more videos, as always, coming in the coming months. Thank you for watching. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and stay tuned.